What's up, young bucks, old goats? How's everybody doing? Uh, Interesting game. Here's my Dolphin journal for week 1 for the Dolphins. Been a minute since I've been on the air, and the Dolphin season got me back into it. Got me a little bit hyped up to do a video. I'm not always a rah guy. Why? Because I'm not really casual with the Dolphins. I watch every game for like 35 years now. So sorry if I'm not always the most excited about every win, because if you look back through the history, it's kind of tough. So I'm gonna call it like I see it. When I watch these games, seen a lot of painful losses, obviously, over the years. So if that's not your cup of tea, that's cool. But man, it was a fun game today. It was a exciting game today, and they pulled it out, man. Sometimes you gotta pull out these tough ones like this. And Jacksonville, I don't think, man, they've Peterson has really helped this team over the time he's been with them. There was some patterns during the game that you still saw from previous years that are kind of frustrating when you watch. But like Trent Green said, a lot of people don't play in preseason. The Dolphins don't have a lot of guys playing in preseason, so a lot of times there's a lot of rust in these in this early week games. But with McDaniel, what I do see still is the sometimes just straight up denial of running the ball, which he finally started doing a little bit in the end, and it paid some dividends. But at one time early in the first half, they were like extremely unbalanced on offense, just throwing the ball all the time. I mean, at one point it was like 13 pass plays, 4 runs. But they pulled it out. Let's look at some of the numbers here, if I can. See if I can get the stats up. Sanders pulled the field goal at the end for the win, which they were saying on the podcast that he was 7 for 7 in game winners or game tying kicks. Man, I could have swore I know a couple years ago he missed one in a similar situation versus these same Jaguars. So I don't know. Let's see. Can I show you some of these numbers? 2017 Fins. There's the touchdowns. Etienne got the first one. Then we were quickly down 14-zip. Lawrence to Brian Thomas Jr., who led college football in touchdowns last year, LSU. A-Chain, then another field goal, 17-7 at the half. Then Tyreek speeding, just like it was before the game, speeding down the field for an 80-yard touchdown. And then a couple more field goals by Sanders. What did the final player stats look like? Do we have that here? Box score. It's good to have football back, right? There we go. Pretty pedestrian day for Trevor Lawrence. 12, 21, 162, 1 touchdown. Tua threw for 337, 1 touchdown. Both quarterbacks were sacked 3 times. We finally end up having 25 carries which I think you gotta be at that number. Nobody ran for a whole lot. Wilson was probably, definitely the most productive based on carries and yards per carry, 5.2, 26 yards. A-Chain really couldn't get unchained. They had him pretty chained up there, 10 for 24. Did have the one touchdown. Tua had a little scamper there, 11 yards. Ingold had at least one of those carries for Ingold was a clutch third down, pick up for a first down, which is, we were like, I think, one of the worst. But Mostert couldn't get a lot going out there. And then, on the receiving end, we did have Gabe Davis, 62 yards. That guy always seems to save his better days for us. Brian Thomas Jr., aforementioned, 4 carries, 47 yards, touchdown. And then on our side, Tyreek, who was pretty under wraps for a while there, ends up with 7 for $130, touchdown with that long 80-yarder, 12 targets. Waddle, 5 for 109. A-Chain, 7 for 75. And then just a couple others after that. And let's see, running through the game. First quarter, a couple things I noticed. Shout out to Calais Campbell, senior discount on the sack there right away, first quarter. Tua does overthrow I don't want to say wide open, but pretty open Tyreek in the first, which you don't really see that often. Second quarter, we get Waddle, who he doesn't seem to miss a ton of games, but he always seems to be in and out of the lineup. He was evaluated, I guess, for a concussion in the second quarter, but pretty quickly he came back in. And then, man, it was looking really bad on the offensive side early on. It was turnover on downs, which I didn't really like that call too much. Punt, turnover on downs. And then after that, they finally got it going a little bit, but it looked really bad. And I thought the lack of balance on the team, that doesn't really help Tua at all if you're just throwing the ball all the time. It doesn't help anybody, If you don't really show the run at least, and they could just focus on the pass, that's going to hurt you so bad. Luckily, he finally, probably begrudgingly, somebody reminded him, hey, McDaniel, you should probably run the ball a little bit. He went back into it. And the Jags in the second quarter, they were clicking pretty good with the receivers. And then I thought, well, this is time. You're down 14-zip. You gave Tua a bunch of money. This is the time. Another thing that I noticed about McDaniel, we had 5:34 left in the first half. Already we were out of timeouts. So those continue to be patterns, getting the play in late, burning of timeouts, which those are tied together, refusal to run the ball a lot of the time. And dude, another thing, the tight end. This team does not seem to be able to get anything out of the tight end position today other than drops. I think Smythe had like 3 on his hands. Even Jonnu had 1 on his hands there that looked scarily close to a fumble too. They're close to, I don't know how close it was, but it was pretty close there by the line off his hands. So they still can't really get anything out of that tight end position for whatever reason. Shout out to Storm Duck. A couple plays from him today. Guy we picked up, rookie. I thought he was out of Oregon, but I think he's North Carolina. Storm Duck out there. Good name. And the Jags at the end of the half had a chance, because they got the ball at the beginning of the second half too. and Little hits the field goal, 53 yards, 17-7. But start the third quarter, we get the third and out, and then we got a nice connection to Waddle on a 63-yarder, which was just a great play drawn up where Waddle cuts across. I'm sorry, Tyreek cuts across. Waddle goes behind. The safety commits to Tyreek. Obviously, that guy is a game changer, lane changer kind of guy. The defense goes down. We get Waddle over the top. The only thing that could have made that better is if Waddle could have broken free the whole time. Then we had the rare referee go down during the game. And then we had what would have been remembered as the bonehead play of the game. Tua on a big sack for a loss of 14 yards. That was 3 points, or a potential 3 points, because we were in field goal range before the sack. So that's something. I thought he was past that already with the jiu-jitsu and all. But he gets tripped up, goes down for the sack. We get knocked out of field goal range. And then right away, Bigsby on a big 26-yard run. And I'm thinking, time's running out. Gabe Davis, 23 yards to Miami territory. And at that point, I'm thinking, man, like, we're going to lose this game for sure. And you had Jordan Poyer. I've never seen that. He got his hand stuck in Duvernay's face mask. Apparently, he has like a cast, so that's understandable, but I don't think I had ever seen that before. And they're having this nice drive. NTN looks like he's about to run it in to the end zone for a touchdown and potentially put in the dagger in our back. And Holland comes in with a beautiful left hook right on the ball. Cater Kadu jumps on it in the end zone for a touchback, and they sort of saved it there. And then after this, of course, we get Tyreek on the 80-yarder. There's a near fumble on the kickoff. After that, the Jags, I don't know why they went for this 4th and 1 on their kind of deep in their territory. Didn't seem like something McDaniel might do, to be honest with you. Peterson did it. We get the ball back, and Sanders kind of immediately returns the favor with a missed kick. After this, the Dolphin D holds, and then finally at this point, McDaniel starts to commit to the run. Jeff Wilson, it's a nice 14-yard run. We blow another timeout in between like 3 or 4 runs here in a row, which they really hadn't done all game. Wilson was another nice run. Then there was a hold. 1st and 20. Eventually hit the field goal, tie the game. Ogba shows up, who was a free agent. We didn't really want that guy. We weren't even playing that guy at the end of last year. He was out there. We only got him after our other free agent signing, Shaquille Barrett, abruptly retired. Jason Phillips shows up. And then 45-yard punt. We got the 2-minute warning. We're in the driver's seat. Just don't put Tyreek Hill in the driver's seat today. He wasn't doing too good behind the driver's seat today. We got Waddle to midfield, 18 on a catch near field goal. 3rd and short comes up, which has been our Achilles heel for a while. And Ingold picks it up for us. Wilson, a short gain to the 33, 4 seconds. We got a 52-yarder. I'm telling you, I had seen this story before with Sanders, but, he nailed it. Shout out to Sanders. He nailed it. We got the win, the 1-0. There is a quick turnaround now, guys. We got to go play. Is it at Buffalo? I know we play Buffalo. Let's see. Is it at Buffalo? Let's look that up real quick. On Thursday Night Football. So they got to get ready really quickly. Where is this game, people? I'm going to assume it's at Buffalo, right? No, it is a home game. Thursday night, 8:15. Bills, which that's really been the team. I don't know, what are we, 1-10 against them, something like that. That's really been our Achilles heel. What do you think about Tyreek? I like the way they phrased it during the telecast. Briefly detained for a minor traffic infraction. If you hear that, you think they pulled you over, you're in your car, you show your driver's license, cop says, hey buddy, you're going 56 and a 55, just don't do it again, and then you're on your way. That's what that makes it seem like. I'm sure that's what the NFL wanted to spin on that. When I saw this video, there was a few videos in the morning of this situation. I thought, man, there's no way that this guy's playing today. I don't know if you've seen the videos or not. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let's see if I can share this. All right, let's take a look. If we can see this video. Tyreek's in the wife beater, which is, it's funny. That choice of attire for him. Let's see. Do we got a video of Tyreek, the cheetah? And, you've gone to Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium. You know, this is right in front of the stadium. These are obviously fans. At one point, he ends up on the ground, face down. You have 4 officers here handcuffing him. There's this McLaren back there. McLaren. I guess these guys didn't get the memo. Hey, that's Tyreek Hill. I guess they eventually did, and that's why he played today. But if, truth be told, if that's one of us, we're not getting to work that day probably. But he got only briefly detained, and he was able to make it back in. Which, is that a concern that this guy keeps doing boneheaded stuff? Are you at all concerned? If you look at this guy's history, he had a problem in college with his pregnant girlfriend. I think he choked her, punched her, sat on her. That was the end of his college career at that first school he attended. At one point later, one of his children in an altercation ends up getting their arm broken. That ends up not really costing him anything. And then we all know about the slap at the marina last year. That kind of got settled, put away. This, I don't know if there's going to be any repercussions at all, but there wasn't any right away because he got out of this little fiasco and into the game. So we'll see. But, I mean, it is concerning that this guy keeps doing stupid stuff and not really getting punished for them. You know, they got a lot of money invested in this guy. And yes, he's super talented, and he is the catalyst for this team without a doubt. I hate to think where they would be without Tyreek, but at a certain point, you gotta rein this guy in, and he's got to start being a responsible citizen of Miami. We can't keep slapping people and speeding and all this drama. Save the drama for the field, bro. That should be enough speed and drama for you. Hit the people on the field, get your speed out on the field. So, all right, man, good victory. Week 1, pulled it out. It was an exciting game. There's things to work on, obviously, like there always is. Just glad we pulled it out, and now we got to go. We got to beat Buffalo, who we haven't been able to beat. Maybe we should take a look at the NFL scoreboard before we get out of here. NFL, what's going on around the league today? We'll do that, and then we'll blaze on out of here like Tyreek. Live scores, Week 1, 2024 NFL season. This game just started. Chargers are up 3-0 on the Raiders. Broncos up 3-0 on the Seahawks. Cowboys, Browns still zip. Buccaneers over the Washington Redskins 3-0. Where's the completed games? I want to see the games that are already finished. All right, they're up here. Are they? Green Bay lost 29-34 to the Eagles. That was Friday night in Brazil. And there's Tyreek interviewing his wife beater after the game on the screen up there. Chiefs Thursday Night Football beat the Ravens 27-10. Pittsburgh beat the Falcons 18-0. Buffalo 34-28 over Arizona. Chicago 24-17 over Tennessee. Patriots beat the Bengals. That's surprising. 16-0. Houston 29-27 over Indy. I think those two teams are going to be pretty decent. Of course, we've talked about the Dolphins beating the Jaguars 2017. Look at their record. I think he had this in him 47-10 over Carolina. Jesus Christ, Bryce Young is bad, huh? That's a bust, right? And Daniel Jones, as soon as they paid him, he was already showing signs of being a bust, but he confirmed it as soon as they gave him that big contract. They lose 28-6 to Minnesota. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Hopefully I'll be back next week for my junk journal versus the Bills. All right, guys, take it easy. Don't speed out there. Go Dolphins.